How's it going, guys? I'm Eric from Techisode TV, and in today's Techisode, we're going to be taking a look at the top 5 hidden features on the Samsung Gear VR. Coming in at number 5, we have the ability to save all of the demo material that came with your Gear VR to any microSD card you want. This is exceptionally useful for those of you who already have a high-capacity microSD card in your Note 4. Now, this may not sound like a hidden feature, but it's not as simple as creating a new folder on the microSD card you want to use, then moving the Oculus material into that folder. If you try that, as I did, you won't see any of your demo material when you put the Gear VR on. This is because the Oculus software is searching in the root directory of your microSD card. In case you don't know, a root directory is just the topmost folder of your microSD card. So, if you were to open the My Files app on your Note 4, the root folder would be the first thing you see after tapping SD card. If you want to successfully move the Oculus demo material, all you need to do is copy the files from your microSD card that came with your Gear VR to this location without making custom folder names. There are 2 ways you can do this. The first is to insert the microSD card that came with your Gear VR into your Note 4 and copy the files from that microSD card to your phone's internal storage. Then swap out the microSD card with the one you want to use and move the demo files from the phone storage to the root folder of that microSD card. Quick side note, if you're going to remove a microSD card while the phone is still on, make sure you unmount the microSD card in your settings first. To learn how to do that, click the link in the video or the link in the description. If you don't have enough space on your phone's internal storage to use the first method, you could also save the Oculus demo material to your computer, then transfer the files from your computer to the microSD card you want to use. To transfer the files to your computer, you can insert the microSD card with the demo material directly into your computer, insert the microSD card into the SD card adapter that came with your Gear VR, then insert the adapter into your computer, or insert the microSD card into your Note 4 and connect your Note 4 to your computer using a USB cable. Android phones just look like external hard drives to a Windows-based computer, so transferring the files should be pretty self-explanatory. On a Mac, you'll need to download an app for your Mac called Android File Transfer. I'll have a link in the description for that. Once you've transferred the files to your computer, just swap out the microSD card that has the demo material with the microSD card you'll use in your Note 4 and transfer the files to its root folder. After that, all of your Oculus demo material will be accessible on your own microSD card. Hidden feature number 4. You can watch any movie that you have a digital copy of in the Oculus Cinema and have thumbnails for those movies. All you have to do is copy whatever movie you want to SD card, Oculus, Movies, My Videos. This will make your movies show up in the My Videos section of the Oculus Cinema, but you still won't have a thumbnail. To add a thumbnail, you need to add a PNG image with the exact same title as the movie title to the same folder as your movie. If all you can find are JPEGs or other formats that are not a PNG, then just open whatever image you have in Microsoft Paint, then go to File, Save As. In the pop-up window, change the save type to PNG. Now just drop that image into the My Videos folder and your video will have a thumbnail in the Oculus Cinema. Converting an image to a PNG image on a Mac is just as easy. I don't have a Mac to demonstrate this, so I'll just list out the steps. Open your image in Preview, select Save As, then select PNG. One quick disclaimer. If you add any movies that have a higher resolution than 1080p, you will only be able to watch those movies in the Void Theater, which is just a big screen in front of you and nothing else. Everything around the screen is just black. You can also add stereoscopic 3D movies to the Oculus Cinema, but that requires one more step. Once you've saved your 3D movie and its PNG file to the My Videos folder, you need to add a text file. The title for the document needs to match the title you gave the movie. In the text file, you need to include this text exactly, including the curly brackets. Change this text to be the title for the video. This text will show up below the thumbnail for the video in the Oculus Cinema and can be whatever you want. And in case you were wondering, your 2D videos do not need this text file in order to have a title generated for them. If a 2D video doesn't have a text file, the title will be generated directly from the video file. However, you can add a text file for a 2D video if you want the title in the Oculus Cinema to be different than the movie file's title. Not sure why you wouldn't just change the movie's title, but the text file method is available to you. This next step for 3D videos is the most important step. You need to change the format section of the text file to match the type of 3D your movie uses. There are 5 types to pick from: 3D, 3DLR, 3DLRF, 3DTB, and 3DTBF. 3D and 3DLR are both for 3D videos that are split side by side. 3DLRF stands for 3D left-right full screen. It's the same type of split as 3D and 3DLR, but it's in full screen format. 3DTB and 3DTBF are the same as 3DLR and 3DLRF, with the only difference being that these videos are split top and bottom instead of left and right. To figure out which type of 3D your movie uses, just play it on your computer and see how the videos are split. If it's split side by side, you know it's one of the first 3 types. If it's split top and bottom, you know it's one of the last 2 types. After that, you'll have to use your judgment to determine whether or not it's a full screen movie. Either way, you could just guess one way or the other, then try it out in the Oculus Cinema. If the video is stretched or squished, you'll know you picked the wrong one. The next part of the text file is the category. Use this field if you want your video to show up somewhere other than the My Videos tab in the Oculus Cinema. Your options are Trailers, Multiscreen, or My Videos. If you write anything other than those 3 choices in the category text field, the video will just default to the My Videos tab. Lastly, there's the theater option. I believe this locks the movie to a specific theater like the Moon Theater or the Home Theater. However, I personally haven't been able to get this feature to work. I'm also not sure why you'd want to limit which theater you can watch one of your movies in either, so you can just leave this section blank. But if I do figure out how to use this section, I'll be sure to mention something in the description or make a video about it. Once you're done setting up the text file, just save it in the same folder as your movie, and you'll be good to go. One more thing. You may need to edit the text file in a different folder first, then move the text file into the folder with your movie in it due to permission issues. As if the ability to add any 2D or 3D movie wasn't enough, you could even add any multi-screen movie you might have. To do that, just add the multi-screen movie to SD card, Oculus, Movies, Multi-screen. Then add a text file just like with the 3D movies. The only difference here is that you would put multi-screen in the category section and 2D in the format section of the text file. Unless your multi-screen movie also happens to be 3D. In that case, refer to the 3D movie section of this video to figure out what to put in the format section of your text file. And in case you were wondering, you could also have any of your regular videos play in the multi-screen theater by changing the category section of their text file to multi-screen. I wouldn't advise this though, because it literally just stretches your video across 3 screens and squishes everything. Hidden feature number 3. You can pair almost any Bluetooth controller, gamepad, keyboard, and so on to your Note 4 and use that with the Gear VR to play games and navigate through menus. As long as you can connect a Bluetooth input device to your Note 4, you can use it with the Gear VR. That being said, there are some limitations to things like a keyboard unless you customize certain keys to enable character movement and actions. The important thing here is that you won't have to buy Samsung's controller if you already have something like a PlayPad Pro by Nyko or a Nintendo Wii controller. Down at number 2, we have the ability to stream everything you see on the Gear VR to any TV that has a Chromecast connected to it. Just open up the Chromecast app on your Note 4, tap the 3 bars in the top left corner, tap Cast Screen, then select the Chromecast you want to connect to. Now just put the Note 4 into the Gear VR and everyone will see exactly what you're seeing. This should also work with any Miracast dongle, but I wasn't personally able to test that. Time for the number 1 hidden feature on the Samsung Gear VR. You can use any Google Cardboard virtual reality app with this headset. Just launch any Google Cardboard app with your Note 4, then put the Note 4 into the Gear VR without connecting the USB on the Gear VR. To do this, just lift the USB connector before sliding the Note 4 into place. Don't worry about bending the USB connector because it easily rotates out of the way without putting extra stress on the connector. The only thing you're missing now is the magnet that's required for some Google Cardboard apps. If you don't have an official Google Cardboard magnet, you can just grab a strong magnet off of your fridge. Not every magnet will be strong enough, so you may need to try a few different fridge magnets before you find one that works. Once you have a magnet, just shake it once near the top of the phone to make a selection. Just be careful not to smack the camera lens. The magnet won't harm the camera, but hitting the lens hard enough might cause a scratch. I'll take the Note 4 out of the Gear VR so you can see what's happening on the screen. Here we are in the Google Cardboard app. If I wanted to select something like Google Earth, I would just look at Google Earth, then shake the magnet once near the top of the phone. If it doesn't register, try shaking the magnet closer to the phone. If it still doesn't work, you'll need a more powerful magnet. You can purchase a magnet either at your local electronics store, eBay, or Amazon. I'll have a link in the description to a magnet you can get from Amazon. So there you have it, the top 5 hidden features on the Samsung Gear VR. Let me know what you guys think about the Gear VR. Do you think it's cool? Do you think it's gimmicky? Have you tried one? Are you going to buy one? Or do you have any questions about it? Either way, let me know in the comments below. Also, if you guys thought this video was helpful, let me know by giving it a like and by sharing it on social networks. Lastly, if you guys missed my Gear VR unboxing and tips video, or my in-depth Note 4 and Gear S videos, you can check those out by clicking one of these links. And don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date on all the latest tech reviews and tutorials. That's it for this Techisode. I'll see you guys in the next one.